Let's try this again with feeling. I got 5 minutes into a talk and forgot I didn't even have the microphone on. Guys, as we head into the end of the year, I want you guys to do what we typically do. Right, we want to take note, take measure of the things that happened in the course of a year. Right, the things that lead to our New Year's resolutions, so to speak. And it's the part that sucks about the New Year's resolution things is that we tend to put up these lofty ideals of what happens, what we do, how we get through it, what lessons we've learned from everything, and that it's those things are important. Yes, absolutely, to analyze the issues, right? But there's when I was a kid, my granddad used to say that any day above ground is a good day. Um, and I always thought that was really setting the bar low. Um, but at the time that I heard it, I was like 20 years old and I'd had some bad days, but I had not had bad seasons, bad months, bad years tied together. And sometimes when you have a couple of years that are really bad, are really rough, you lose a lot of people, you've lost in love, you lost at business, you get divorced, you get separated from your kids, you get hurt at work and it changes the way you do life. um, and all those supposed those bad experiences, right, are all one after another after another after another. um, I really got to the point that there was some low points in my life, right, where the any day above ground's a good day. um, you have to be able to find something that pushes you forward, that keeps you centered. So what I found for me was a phrase: "I'm still here," and if I'm still here, I've got shit to do. Now, might not know what the hell that looks like or what the shit is to do is, right? But the point is, I'm still here. So whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And it's a cliche, but right, but when you have the bad that goes just stacks on top of each other, and you know there's a reason um that men in general self delete themselves more often than women. There's a reason that men self delete themselves because life gets hard. Life gets, and when it gets hard, it doesn't happen 10% at a time. Sometimes your whole world will turn upside down, and then you find out that rock bottom's got a basement, and underneath that basement's a damn crawl space, and underneath that crawl space is a labyrinth to hell, right? Like you just uh you have to find a way to center yourself and find ways to be grateful for not necessarily what you don't have, but for what you do have. And there are days that the only thing you can be grateful for is the sunrise. You have one more day to figure it out. You have one more opportunity to fight for the things that you care about, the fight for the things that you love, to help another person. You have one more opportunity to be a better version of you. And none of those things are easy. None of those things are quick necessarily. I mean, but there is this weird thing that happens in personal introspection, right? Where some things take a long time. They can, they do. I mean, that's why we have therapists. That's why we have friends and stuff that stand by us through stuff that just takes us out at the knees. But some of the stuff can literally get changed by a sheer change in your perspective, by a sheer choice and your ability to hold steadfast to the choice to change or to make the change. Um, and I've seen it work both ways, right? Me personally, there was a time in my life where I was stuck. All the things that happened in my childhood, and being being a foster kid and all that stuff, like I thought all that stuff mattered as far as why things weren't going my way or why things were hard for me, right? But you get to an age, and it's roughly about 40, right, where you realize you've been out of your parents' home, or your whatever your situation was. You've been out of that situation longer than you were ever in it. So at some point you have to accept responsibility. It's like, hey, look, I've been raising myself for the last 20 years, and if I'm a fuck up, it's on me. And I hate to I don't hate to say it like that, but it sounds rough to say it to some people that that have the situations where there was nothing they could do. But to a certain extent, everything in someone's life can be chalked up to it's on you. You didn't ask for help when you should have. You should have gone to church when you got demoralized. You should have found a support group, a men's group. You should have picked up a book. You should have found somebody to confide in. Because at the end of the day, we're not meant to do all this stuff alone. We're not meant to do life alone. And even some of the most successful people on the planet, the Grant Cardones and the Andrew Tates and stuff, they don't do life alone. Now, some of the fights that they come up against in life, they have to do alone because those are the rules, right? You have to do that part alone, but they don't do their whole lives alone. And we need to quit thinking that we've got everything figured out, and we need to just keep our head down and keep pushing and everything and do it alone. It doesn't work that way. And you can try it. Go ahead, try it. You're not going to get anything done. You're not going to make the kind of progress that you want doing it by yourself. You're not going to be who you are meant to be if you're doing it by yourself. And don't get me wrong, there are plenty of stories out there where so and so was a self-made man or whatever. And deep down, I call bullshit, right? Because there was a connection, or there was an opportunity, or there was a streak of luck through other people or opportunities that you know they leaned on somebody else or took advantage of an opportunity or a situation. Nobody does it by themselves. So as we head into the season of you know the New Year's stuff, the resolution stuff, and you want to sit down and take the time to chart your course for the year. Give yourself some achievable goals. Set some small stuff, you know, because you need some W's. Put some W's on the board, and I don't, and sometimes it's just dumb shit like I showered 3 times this week, or I managed to get the dishes done, or I filed that piece of paperwork that keeps me from losing my car insurance or something. Just make a list, and I'm the master of the 10,005 subject notebooks and making lists to get stuff done, and um but it only works if you execute. And at the end of the day, we all have excuses why we quit going to the gym or whatever, right? You got to hold yourself accountable, and if you can't hold yourself accountable, which is called discipline, right? Get a part of a group that'll help hold you accountable. There's for those of us who suck at discipline, um, find a group that'll hold you accountable. Whether it's a church group or a motorcycle group or a snowmobiling group or whatever you're into, some sort of hobbyist thing for Legos or whatever, right? Find a group that'll hold you accountable until you can develop the discipline to execute. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say for the resolution stuff headed into the year. Is I've got a list of stuff I want to do. Some of it's scary, right? Like it's going to be asking permission from some renowned psychologists and stuff like that to cross-reference their material into some of mine. But it's something that I believe in so profoundly that it's an email or a phone call that needs to take place to make that happen. And if they say no, that's great. I'll reword and rename everything and you know work it in anyways. But it would be one of those things that it's a big scary thing that I need to get done this year. But if I want to to finish one of my projects that's near and dear to my heart, it's going to have to happen. And for me, doing the podcast stuff, doing the YouTube stuff, and everything has been a very eye-opening journey about doing stuff, doing the big and scary stuff, saying the things that are just terrifying to say, but they're true to you, right? And the crazy thing is that when you put something on the internet, it's on the internet forever. You can take the videos down or whatever, but somebody shared a copy, CC'd it to somebody, and there's not 100% way to make sure it's never seen again. So with that levity, with that, or with the gravity of that concept, right? This is why I do what I do with these videos, is to put my heart somewhere, and then hopefully, down the road when my daughters get older, this stuff will still be out there for them to find a way to know their dad outside of the conversations we've had, right? Because especially like in my situation where I'm divorced and I only get the kids 2 nights a month, right? I have these conversations with everybody out in the world, right? To share my experiences, my knowledge, my perspective with the whole rest of the world. And hopefully at some point in time, my daughters will be able to consume this stuff. When I guess it's not for children, so it'll be when they're 18 or whatever, but it'll be out there forever. And that concept comforts me to a certain degree, that part of me will be out there forever. Anyways, love you guys. Like, subscribe, share, and let's get ready for this new year. Let's analyze, let's execute, and let's be supported. All right, love you guys. See you next time.